he has no reason to give you anything. I mean, you don't pay taxes in America. He is appealing to his people. Shauri yenu bwana.
Thank you.
Hi everybody, welcome back to our channel. So I don't know if you guys saw that Kenyan, I think he's a former Kenyan president.
Yeah, he's a
former president of Kenya. Went viral for his very common sense little speech that he gave there. A lot of countries are upset that Trump is doing things like tariffs and not giving them funding and aid and stuff like that. And this man went viral for this. I thought he was brilliant.
I saw some people the other day crying, oh, I don't know, Trump has removed money. He said he's not giving us any more money. Watu wanalia. Why are you crying? It's not your government, it's not your country. He has no reason to give you anything. I mean, you don't pay taxes in America. He is appealing to his people. Shauri yenu bwana. This is a wake-up call for you to say, okay, what are we going to do to help ourselves? Instead of crying, tujiulize, what are we going to do? Haya, ametoa hiyo pesa, sasa tutafanya namna gani jameni? What are we going to do? Yeah? To support ourselves. Because nobody is going to continue holding out a hand there to give you. It is time for us to use our resources for the right things. We are the ones who are using them for the wrong things.
Yeah, this is how men speak.
Yeah, I like this.
This is what I mean, I hate to say that, but this is what I have a problem with Black America.
Yeah. Is
that this is how men speak. Men overcome. Jesse Lee Peterson says it all the time. Men do not beg, they overcome. They don't complain. Women do that. Women do complain. You know, but men overcome. Why do they overcome? Because they have to lead nations. They have to lead homes. They have to be protectors and provide. And so to me, I respect this.
This is very refreshing to listen to someone say this. And the fact that a lot of these countries, you know, this shows you how we have pacified a lot of countries with giving so much funding to them, building their armies, you know what I mean? Like helping them build their armies and things like that. I do understand that America has a lot of allies and, you know, we help, I guess you can say a lot, but a lot of our tax dollars are going to me, I feel like countries that should be able to survive on their own. They have to figure out their own government. We just came off of our government being horrible for the past 4 years. We're trying to figure that out. And now you want us to send money and more aid and more, you know, to a country that is I'm sure is in turmoil. But the thing is that we are going through something here too in America. And I think, like he said, he's appealing to his people. Trump is appealing to his people. He's not here to just give handouts. That's not what we're supposed to do as a nation.
And nobody should everyone, at some point in your life, you may need a hand.
Of course. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is when it becomes your career to always ask for something.
Right.
Then you become a nuisance. You're not, it's like you aren't productive. You're useless. When you've always got your hand out. It's true with nations, it's true with welfare, it's true with people who just can't ever get out of their mom's couch. It's true all the time. So to me, I respect that.
When I think about the absurdity of the amount of money that we have sent over to the Ukraine, Russia is a powerhouse. There's no way they're ever going to win that situation. You know what I mean? There was no way that was ever going to happen. And it's almost like, well, it's not almost like we gave so much money to really a war that was already defeated when it started. But yeah, no, this man, when he went viral, I thought, I couldn't even believe it. I had to play it 100 times.
Right.
I was like, wow.
It's like when common sense, it's like, what's that guy from Canada, Paul Levy?
Oh, Paul Levy.
When common sense men come back, or common sense women come back. When I see women who just talk like normal human beings, and they're not talking like robots or some pathetic crying machine like that, what's her name? Selena Gomez. You know, that all of that for no reason at all. Just, you know, you become an annoyance. Like, I know to me, so you have to become annoyance to most people.
Right.
You know, and so to me, I mean, Trump said that they were giving, you know, what was it, $50 million or $50 billion for condoms.
$50 million, though, I think.
To
Gaza.
They're
giving, money. And,
to build bombs.
Yeah.
He said, we're doing that.
The materials, to get the materials to do that. And that's the reason why Doge exists. Because it really does cut down the spending. It also shows you what we're spending money on.
Yeah.
You know, be as transparent as possible with that. And I think,
Yeah, we just found out that Mexico has now bent the knee to Trump.
Yeah.
And so all these things, when you hear that ex-president say that, when you see that Mexico is now bending the knee, when you realize that they are now doing stuff with Joe, what you're seeing is President Trump is putting America first.
So China, Mexico, and Canada, he threw some tariffs on there. I think China, he put a 10% tariff on them, 25% on Mexico and Canada.
We can't keep hemorrhaging money to people and then not have money for people that, like in our country, that have floods, fires. I mean, there are things in this country that we just aren't taking care of anymore, because all our money's being bled into these other countries and their borders and their humanitarian issues. You know, somebody said the other day, I wish I could find his name, but he did a video of a teacher crying because some of her students' parents were being deported. And she did a video just in tears. And he made a good point. He said, you know, look, I get it. You know, this teacher and probably other teachers have known these kids. They're with them all day. He was like, but why do we always see these teachers doing videos for kids who don't belong in the country, but we never see them weep for kids in American kids that are going through stuff? They never make videos about that.
No. There's
only videos about kids being deported that shouldn't have been here in the first place. You know, and so, but when I see stuff like this, I'm like, these are like, to me, it's just like, if people, other countries have to start taking responsibility for a lot of things they do too. I hear a lot of Americans say, oh, America just goes and terrorizes the world. Well, okay, but other countries are also not angels.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we can quit it with this whole, you know, people say America is a powerhouse, but other countries are just as corrupt. Africa is corrupt. Africans have said that. African leadership has said that it is corrupt. He even said in his thing, we need to use our resources better, which means he knows they're not.
Africa has the majority of natural I mean, they have a huge amount of natural resources in their country, on their land. And the idea that we keep giving them money, and that money, I know a lot of Africans are saying, even in our comments, they'll say that, you know, a lot of the money that we get even from America, our government officials, their pockets are being lined with our money. Funneling money to the country is not actually going to the people of Africa and the different countries within Africa. No, it's the money is lining their corrupt government. And Africa is a very corrupt government.
I mean, We Are the World did billions. They're still making money off that song. And Africa's still Africa. All that money made off that song, and there was a ton of money made off that song, and Africa's still Africa. You know that song, Do They Know This Christmas? Another one. It started before We Are the World. And they made tons, they made tons of money off the album, and Africa's still Africa. And so why is that? It's because the leadership in all these other countries screw their own people. Also.
When he says we need to stop and figure out how to get this done ourselves, as opposed to just always having a handout, which is in essence, that's exactly how we feel like when it comes to like welfare, like in America, is that there's a point where you do, like he's right, you have to figure out how you're going to get out of the situation as opposed to just your handout all the time. At some point, you gotta figure this out. And the fact that that basically their government, the African government, has been very relaxed. Of course they have. Would you be relaxed if you had a country that was just funneling money over to their country?
I mean, was it Kenya during the election? Kamala Harris made a big deal because remember, I think it might have been Kenya that the president said that they were going to criminalize LGBTQ in their country.
Right.
Remember that?
Yes.
And then America got annoyed by that because they said they're going to jail people and stuff. America got annoyed by that and said we were going to take away our relief. and they basically try to muscle Africans, African country into pushing LGBTQ.
Thank you both for taking the time. Zolan Kano-Youngs from the New York Times. Madam Vice President, you have made clear that the message of this trip is centered on a collaborative future. At the same time, the Biden administration committed to calling out any foreign government that advanced anti-gay legislation or violates human rights. All three of the countries that you are visiting on this trip have advanced or proposed anti-gay legislation. Ghana has proposed a bill that would imprison those that engage in same-sex intercourse. Gay sex remains a crime in Tanzania, and same-sex relationships are outlawed in Zambia. What have you said to the president and plan to say to other leaders on this trip about this crackdown on human rights?
I have raised this issue. And let me be clear about where we stand. First of all, for the American press who are here, you know that a great deal of work in my career has been to address human rights issues, equality issues across the board, including as it relates to the LGBT community. And I feel very strongly about the importance of supporting the freedom and supporting and fighting for equality among all people, and that all people be treated equally. I will also say that this is an issue that we consider, and I consider, to be a human rights issue, and that will not change.
As the Vice President just did yesterday, I mean, these things should not be tolerated. That is undemocratic. What is democracy? That somebody else will have to dictate to me as to what is good and what is bad? Unheard of. Because we have decided to devalue ourselves and go a-begging. Come on, we have more than enough. God has created more than enough for every person. It's just because you are looking at somebody else's share, not yours. We have enough in the world. The bill will be passed.
They want this. Mm-hmm. That country wants this. So we have no business telling them how to live. But so that made them rethink, because it was like, this lady is not running my, you know, I'm sorry. Because it was Kamala Harris that actually made the big, oh, we need to do this. And then the other guy, I forget his name, said, well, we may have to take away our funding. And, you know, maybe Africa's saying, even then, that president was like, they're trying to like muscle us.
Yeah.
And at that point, you should realize, yes, when you take money from people, they're not just giving it to you.
You need to push some agendas here.
Anytime someone's just giving you something, never think you're just getting anything. You know, but this whole idea that America's just supposed to save the world, is just not a thing.
Right.
At some point, you have to help save yourself. I have a huge respect for that comment. He's right. Trump is appealing to his people.